You're listening to Supervision with a Vision, where we discuss all things supervision. I'm your host, Sarah, professional counselor, marriage and family therapist, play therapist, eating disorder specialist, and cookie lover, with my co-host, Heather, marriage and family therapist, certified Together in Texas counselor, a Texas transplant from California, and outdoor adventurer. Hi, welcome today to Supervision with a Vision. Today, Heather and I are talking about pride. This week we read, How Does Pride Affect Sports Performance? Published in Psychology Today 2024. Heather, I thought this was a fun article for us because we're sporty. We have a lot of sports in our lives. And so we could make that application to counseling as well as sports. So the first point in our article was pride causes the overestimation of abilities. Do you see that happening in supervision and counseling?
Absolutely. I think that it doesn't happen all the time, but I think that you go through grad school, you get finally a location that you're doing your hours and you're like, I've done it. I've got these great things. And then maybe things get a little hard.
Yeah. Well, you're saying it like you've experienced that, but it's kind of hard for me to imagine that you felt prideful. Do you think you did?
I don't know if it's prideful, but I think I could get in my way of like, well, now I've done it, and then be like, wait, what's reality? I've done what? How many hours do I need to do now? What am I doing next? Or, I mean, I came from a background where I worked with kids, like primarily. So send me a kid client. Sure, I got this. And then go, oh, wait, maybe I don't have this.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that I ever felt like, I can't think of a time where I've gotten myself in over my head thinking I could do it when I probably couldn't do it. Related to counseling.
Right.
How many times I've gotten myself in over my head with other things, right? Thinking I can do this and then realizing maybe I can't do it. But I definitely see students or new supervisees doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think it can go like full circle almost. I have a supervisee right now that's about to finish up, and there's still some things that maybe she was overconfident in. And as she's starting to step into kind of a different world from her site where she was doing hours, it's kind of caught her up a little bit, and she's had to step back because there are things about being in a clinic setting that are very different from being in private practice. And I think you might know it and not realize how much maybe access you had in a clinic or how much resource you had there.
Right, support.
Yeah.
The last time I taught a class on diagnosis, I was shocked at how many students were so confident in what they thought they knew.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know where this is coming from. You guys, this is the first time you're learning this. You don't know.
Right.
And you certainly, I mean, you can read it in the book, but you have yet to apply it to anything. But you're so confident.
I had a supervisee, I don't know, maybe it's been 5 years ago, that was Googling symptoms for her, like what she would. I was like, I don't think you're going to get the answer there. That's not where we're going to go.
Well, do you think this has ever led you or a supervisee to not take feedback because you just think, I've got it. I know what I'm doing?
No, that I've seen it like where they won't take feedback. I think usually if I point it out, then they're like, oh, like, oh yeah, maybe I'll step back down.
Yeah.
But,
I don't even know how many years ago it's been now, but I had a supervisee that came in and told me exactly who they were going to work with.
Oh.
What group of people they were not going to work with. That they already knew how to do things like they just...
Right.
They didn't need help with that. They didn't need help knowing how to do things.
This is how I'm doing therapy.
Right. Do you need help making that abuse report? Nope. Do you need help? I can remember, actually, one of the things that I wished she would have listened a little bit more to was she had an awful lot of clients that came once or twice and then never came back.
Oh, yeah. That would be telling.
It means something.
Right.
You don't know yet what it means, but it's something. Nope. because they don't want to, because that's just, you know,
Right.
so couldn't hear any feedback related to that. So maybe, I don't know, that's what I would think. The overestimation of abilities is like, I don't need feedback. I don't need help. I don't need guidance. I don't need support.
Right.
Because I already know how to do all of this.
I think that it definitely can shut down communication if they're not willing to even hear, like, hey, you might need to make that abuse report. You know, we have like a clock running on how soon that needs to be done. I mean, it definitely.
Yeah. What about, I feel like I see this the opposite, but you and I were just talking about before we started recording, expectations of counselors to see a certain number of clients per week.
Right.
Have you ever known anyone to think, I could see 40 clients per week, or I could, really?
Oh, yeah. Huh. A lot. I would say a lot of my supervisees come in, and I think maybe the standard is like, it's a 40-hour work week, so I should be seeing 40 clients. And then I go, oh, you're writing notes, you're doing other things, like you're doing other things that are counselor related. But yeah, I think it gets in the way at the beginning when they're very, very new until they find that groove.
I almost always have the opposite, that I have supervisees who are telling me, like, someone is telling me I should be able to do more and I can't manage. Even I've had supervisees that are, the expectation is actually set pretty reasonably, that maybe they have about 50% of their week is direct contact and the other half of the week is like phone calls, writing things, meetings, something like that. And they feel like they can't manage that. I don't know that I've had too many that think they're going to see
interesting
like 40 or something, you know, huge number per week. The second point in the article is that pride decreases teamwork.
Oh, sure. Because you're making it all about you. I mean, you're making it about what you think you have and what, you know, status you have. So especially in places where you need collaboration, maybe with a psychiatrist or maybe with your supervisor or maybe with, you know,
that's
other
such a good example. Yeah. That, I don't know, silly question. Have you ever worked with a psychiatrist that thought they did not need any input from you?
Like probably last week.
Yeah. Like most of them that I've worked with feel like they know their pride gets in the way of them asking us questions or collaborating with us.
More than once, I've had a psychiatrist tell me that they are a doctor, in case I didn't know.
Oh. I've had a lot of psychiatrists tell me that they do therapy.
Oh. Okay.
Tell me what that looks like.
Right. In 15 minutes?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Or one told me that they were trained in psychotherapy. And I'm like, really? Where? When did that happen?
Yeah.
That was always a point of contention between them and I. This makes me think of a sports analogy or sports comparison. I played basketball, not very long, maybe like 1 or 2 seasons in 5th or 6th grade or something.
Okay.
And no one on my team was experienced.
Got it.
We had one kid on the team that was kind of decent, and her dad was the coach. And he would actually have us warm up and like practice, you know, shoot hoops a little bit and as a warm up. And then he would have us all kind of huddle together and to like cheer something.
Right.
But the end of the cheer was he would ask us, what do you do when you get the ball? And he wanted us to chant back to him, pass it to Angela.
Oh. That's funny.
Yeah. So that was that was the amount of teamwork that we had, that our little team that was struggling and trying had one player, had one player that maybe could do something.
Right.
And he would have us say, what do you do when you get the ball? Pass it to Angela. That was it.
Yeah. Okay.
Who happened to be his daughter.
Right.
But that was the whole plan. So there.
Say that might have gotten in the way of your teamwork.
So new to basketball, probably sports in general, I didn't think anything of that.
Right. You were like, that's great.
Yeah. Until I think my mom must have been dropping me off at practice all the time. But one time my dad dropped off and like stayed and hung around for a little bit. He was so mad.
Oh. He's like, this is not acceptable.
Right. As soon as he heard that, he went, do you guys always do that? And I'm like, yeah. I said to Angela.
Right. It's the playbook. This is what we're doing.
that might have been the end of
Yeah.
my basketball career, I think, when my dad was like, no,
Right.
not
We're all
going to pass it to Angela. Yeah. So pride gets in the way of working together as a team.
Yeah, definitely.
I think, I mean, we agree that two minds are better than one.
Sure.
That if you're not willing to take any ideas from anybody new, you're just going to stick with the same old ideas over and over again.
And it's like you're shutting down the possibility of there being a different solution to whatever is going on.
So you're not going to get better.
Right. You're going to stay in the same spot.
Yeah. Okay, the final point in our article is that pride makes you play defense.
Right.
Back to the
sports idea.
So how does pride make you play defense related to counseling and supervision?
I think you can have supervisees that think they have it. Like, I've got it. I've got this. And then when they actually go to do that thing, they have to really be like, nope, I've got it figured out, because they don't want to show any kind of, I wouldn't see that as a weakness, but asking for help could be foreseen.
Well, you said this earlier today too, the idea that there are many ways to accomplish the same thing.
Absolutely.
So for a supervisee or a counselor to think, no, this is the way you handle this.
Right.
Means that you block yourself off from any other possible solution.
Right.
But like even just an idea of like how to help someone with anxiety, aren't there an endless number of possibilities of ways that you might address that or talk about it? Or I have been thinking about a couple of teenager clients that I have that didn't realize what they were experiencing was anxiety.
Oh, okay.
But how many different ways could you help a kid understand anxiety?
Right.
Limitless.
Right. I'm like, forever. You can talk about it
like
forever.
A different analogy or a different activity, or help, or balancing their experience of anxiety with something that's really calming to point out.
Like, look at the difference. Yeah.
Look how you feel now. But how many ways are there for you to calm your body? Like a ton. But if you think you know the way, then you aren't open to different ways.
I mean, I think on that same track, I've had clients who come in and they're like, I really need help with my anxiety because I'm already walking and I'm already breathing. And I'm like, oh, well, that's great. But like, they really think that like whatever has worked for them before, like, so it's not working. So like, I'm walking and I'm breathing. I mean, they don't realize there's another option to that.
Right. What about if we, the counselor or supervisor, are prideful or think that we know the right way, and so we're playing defense and blocked ourselves off to any other opportunities? That means we're also not learning from our supervisees or our clients.
Right.
We only see one experience.
Right.
This week I was reading a lot about systems model of supervision, and that within that model, you're talking a lot about or thinking a lot about that the supervisee is learning, but you, the supervisor, is also learning at the same time. Right. But if you've decided I'm the expert and you should learn from me and not the other way around, then you're not going to get anything out of supervising.
I think that's important too, because I remember when I was interviewing supervisors long, long ago, and I knew right away one of them was all about their ideas and their system. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. Like, I just was almost like, I repelled because it just was not going to,
Well, opposite, I mean, think the flip side of the same coin. How many things do they teach in school that you and I just didn't get in school because they weren't teaching it back then? Can you think of any topics that are now focused on that?
All different. I mean, I went to school a very long time ago. All different topics, even on like activism. I mean,
social justice, anything related to that.
I mean, maybe we had an hour, like all of grad school, like, hey, this topic you should know. But things like that, things like, and I think it's changed because we use different platforms now, like technology. I had recently in a supervision, a supervisee fix something I was dealing with because I was like, I don't like, and they're like, wait, you just have to do it this way. And I was like, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Right.
No, it could be fixed.
Right. I hesitate because I don't want to name names or say what school I was going to at the time. I had a multicultural class that was so bad. It just reinforced every stereotype
wrong thing,
ever.
right?
I think we had a food day where we got
That's
credit
funny.
or
Right.
points or
You bring
something
in
for
something.
bringing like, and everybody brought in like terribly stereotypical,
Things.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad multicultural class, but yeah, we did not get the same perspective related to that
Oh, sure.
students do now.
Absolutely.
So we would benefit from any new supervisee we have that's coming with a new
Right.
perspective related to culture, multiculturalism, activism, social justice.
Right.
I think an easy example is the DSM.
Absolutely. That is actually a great example.
But I mean, when you and I learned it, looked completely different. The format was completely different. Right now, if we said the fourth axis to somebody,
They'd be like, what?
What is an axis?
Right. There's an axis for what?
Yeah. When does that happen in that book? It doesn't anymore.
Right.
Is the
It's gone.
answer. Yeah.
It's disappeared.
Actually, recently someone asked me, what is the DSM? They were listening to the podcast.
Yes.
So we should say,
Yes.
and appreciating that it doesn't get used outside the United States.
Oh, that's right.
The Diagnostic Statistical Manual is a manual used to teach diagnosis, and we're goofy in the United States, so we use it here in the United States.
Right.
And that it gets updated or edited, has a major edit, every 10 years?
Yeah, every 10 years, but...
And then once in between, it gets a little revision. Or some,
date.
Yeah. So that's what that is, Diagnostic Statistical Manual. But with all the updates, anyone who's been out of school for a while wouldn't have been taught that. They either need to learn it on their own.
Continuing education or learning on your own.
Or through interaction with another counselor or clinician.
Right.
So when pride gets in the way, we do miss out on a lot of opportunities. We do, our supervisees do, our clients do.
Right.
Okay. Heather and I would love to hear you tell us about ways that you've seen pride get in the way of counseling. And we are always open to suggestions for new episodes. Thanks today for listening to Supervision with a Vision.